Hey everyone, it's my first video I've made in a while. I'm currently in Sri Lanka and I've just been off my devices for a while and decided to get back on. There's a few things have been brewing that I wanted to share that hopefully will provide help in some way or another. So I want to talk a little bit about belief systems and how they can be helpful, but also really get in the way and we don't even see it because there are beliefs. And this one is about a client I saw recently who came in to see me. I'd worked with her for years, and uh, came in for something, although she didn't actually say what she wanted, although she thought she did. She kept kind of touching into it, but not actually saying, this is what I want. And so I said, okay, well, my belief is people come to a therapist because they don't actually know what they want. And so they need help figuring that out, right? Or something's a little lost in their understanding, and that's why they come in. That's why I go to a therapist, is I can only see what I see, and I want help to see what I don't see. So as we started, and I started doing what I do, and she started saying, "Well, this isn't what I want. I don't want, blah blah blah." And I'd say, "Well, okay, but I'm not doing blah blah blah. I'm not doing energy work," as she kept saying. I'm doing something entirely different. But because she couldn't understand what I was doing, she kept mapping it against her belief system, which put this label as energy work, even though that's not what I was doing. Her belief system was so strong in saying, yes, I know this is what it is. That even if you're doing this, I don't know what this is, so I label it as this, and therefore this is not what I want, because I know what this is. It's very complicated, and yet at the same point, very simple. So after numerous sort of trying to get around that and sort of sharing that actually she really didn't know what was going on, we had a little pause, and well, I actually thought we might just call it there because we were not able to meet because the belief system and strength and protection and all that sort of stuff that comes in under the surface that most of us really have no clue about because it's subconscious. But I was able to kind of get her to speak a little more, and get her to even realize that she had never actually expressed anything, even though she thought she had. And she realized, oh, yes, that's true. I didn't say that I wanted this thing that we did 3 or 4 years ago. Um, Now, personally, I thought it was not what was needed. But to some extent, that doesn't really matter. If someone wants something, um, I believe my job is sort of about um, giving them more, a little bit of what they may need, less about what they want. That's why, again, I'm seeing something they may not see. But at the end of the day, if you give someone what they need and they don't see it or don't understand it, it's sort of useless. I will sometimes say, if I give you a bar of gold, but you don't know what gold is, you say, I want money. Well, someone else could say, yes, gold can be traded for money. It's in some way almost the same thing or very similar. If you have no idea about this bar of gold, then it's kind of useless. So I got her to kind of express and say what she wanted. And while I said I don't necessarily agree, I'll do it. And we went ahead and we did it. And it was, from my experience, probably one of the least enjoyable and least beneficial treatments. In fact, the whole time while she kept saying she was relaxed, her body was like, oh, very, very rigid. But the mind, which is doing everything it can to avoid the body because the body is not safe or whatever, with stories we held in there, the mind says, yes, I'm so relaxed, I'm so enjoyable. And so she ended up leaving very happy. The outside experience was, oh my God, there's no way someone could be relaxed like this. There's just no way. And that I would at this point probably not be able to reach them because the walls at this point are up saying this is what I know I need, which is not actually knowledge, but what I think I need or what I believe I need. And what is actually needed might be something different. I don't want to say I actually know what someone else's needs. It's a bit arrogant. I'll say through my experience of what I've seen, other other things may be more beneficial, but they're foreign, and until they're known, they seem other than, or we can't identify. So this person's belief system let them think they're very happy and they're very relaxed. any onlooker would see that they were not. That the whole time they actually were fighting to even maybe we could say let go or give up a little bit of tension. But it's not a bad thing. It's all the bodily mechanism of I need to stay safe, and I've learned that if I hold and do this, I'll be safe, or it'll seem that I'm safe. I'll believe that I'm safe. Again, a belief coming in. Whereas the onlooker can say, actually, that's not the case. And so in this instance, the belief system actually trumps reality. It actually goes and says, this is what I believe I need to be here in the world as it is, whereas the rest of the world goes on in a very different way. And so uh, what I'm trying to sort of point to is how our mind can start to label so many things as facts, as reality, but they're simply small possibilities, and a lot of times they're not even true. I could hold my arm up here and be looking over there and say, yes, my arm is relaxed. I know I'm relaxed, but you could see that I'm not because I'm holding it up or doing this, right? But I won't necessarily know that for numerous reasons that at other points maybe we'll get into. And so I can believe I'm relaxed. I can believe I'm calm. I can believe I'm happy. It doesn't mean that we are. And what I'm hoping to try to do with some of these videos, and what I generally try to do in my practice with people, is to start to say, not to say, sorry, to start to show them how, what else might there be? How else might we feel? And thinking and feeling will be another video about how we get conflated, but how else could we feel? How else could there be a little more relaxation, a little more calm, a little more safety? Not as an idea, but from the embodied response, right? How can I, as opposed to, even right now, as I'm doing this video, I would say there's somewhat a little bit of uh, minimal maybe fear or anticipation, some sort of minimal worry type thing, because I'm needing to be here with this artificial environment where I'm talking to a phone, and the intent of trying to show other things. And so I'm not able to necessarily just be as I would if I was by myself. And neither way is right or wrong. It's all contextual. Um, when we start to realize, oh wait, we're in this way as well, we can also then take it off. So what I mean by that is when we're in stressful situations like work becomes very stressful. There's a lot to do, and we take things on, hold on. How do we learn to take it off? Well, we can't if we don't even know about it, and then it becomes a pattern, a pattern, a pattern, and this is where most illnesses seem to come from nowadays. But if we can start to recognize, wait a minute, there's another way, there's a place I can be, right? When I'm not on camera, uh, and I can feel that, and I can remember that. That way, when I'm done with here, I can also take off the way that I am right now, and come back, as opposed to keep holding, keep holding, keep holding, and then say, yes, I'm very, very relaxed. It's all about our belief systems and our own sense of understanding, self-awareness. Some people might even say embodiment. This word may or may not make sense for you. So if it doesn't, forget about it. Just sort of, where are we in relation to ourself, not where we are in relation to where we think we are in ourself. And hopefully that makes a little sense. If not, I'll keep working with it. Um, some of it can be, I think, conveyed in dialogue, and I think another is more helpful to be conveyed in the same space. It doesn't require necessarily touch, but about a person to a person and a resonance of our nervous systems and of just of a person to a person. So I hope this is helpful in some ways. And as always, please feel free to send questions, comments, whether direct or in whatever channel this is going in the comment section. And we'll all just keep on helping each other find our ways back home. So until the next video, I sign off. I wish you all super well and peace.